Hey everyone, welcome to today. Um, we'll wait till some people start showing up. I always hate when I first get in here. I have no idea what to do, what to say. I feel alone, so I'm liable to do something like really weird, like you know, pick a booger or something. I don't know. All right, Christy, what's up? We got three in here now. Melissa, hey, happy Monday. Right back at you. Yes. All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Me, what's up? Hello, Jill. I just got back from Banner Elk, North Carolina, and drove 6 hours there, played the show, drove 6 hours that back home. It was a little brutal to tell you the truth about it. I didn't get home to about 2:15 or so in the morning, so I was like, oh, that was a rough one. Um, but so how y'all doing? Everybody doing hanging in there pretty well. I'm surprised that Gene's not in here. Um, so Sandy, there's Sandy by God, Sandy Beaches. Um, so listen, I've been reading this book, man. I just got it on a whim. I went to this little cool bookstore with Denny on I guess it was last week sometime. It's this great little small bookstore in Franklin, Tennessee. And I just saw this book and I thought and it's called Stillness is the Key, right? By Ryan Holiday. And and I've been reading this book, man, and it's really having an effect on me because I really believe that in this day and age that we need more stillness, right? Um, we just do. Joy, what's up? Christy, I listened to your book the other day. Wow, I felt it was raw, emotional. Love the verses you used. Well, thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it. Um, it took me quite some time to get that thing done, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I was going to read to you guys some of the book that was kind of a part of God Bless Texas. Now, I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to revise a lot of the stuff that I wrote, but basically it's from when I was a kid all the way up until the time that the book starts, right? So I've got all that stuff in writing as well, and I wanted to read some of that stuff to you guys, and it should be fun. Uh, some of you kind of know my story of getting involved in the music business, and some of you don't. I'm going to take one verse that or not. I keep on doing that. I keep on telling Denny and Evan, I'm going to tell you about this verse when it's really a chapter. I think I'm getting freaking old, man. Well, I am old. Okay. So anyway, um, so crazy as usual. All right, man. So good to have you guys here. It really is. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my chapter that I wrote called Rakehead and the Mack Truck Poster Girl. And basically, this chapter is about me and my start. I was like 15 years old, something like that, um, when I really started getting like deep into it. And then 16 years old, I got an opportunity to go out on the road with this guy named Josh Logan, which I'll read about and stuff like that. So that's the part in my life. I'll be reading, so I can't really see what's happening with the chat, but I'll read a little bit, and then I will come back over here. We'll chat a little bit more, read a little bit more. Does that sound good? All right. So because I really do want y'all's opinions about this. I just don't know if I'm in the right ballpark or not. Okay, so it starts off. Well, I didn't get to play keyboards for Stevie Ray Vaughan, which that's a whole other story, which I'll tell you about some other time, because I had a chance to. Well, I didn't get to play keyboards for Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I did decide to play with Josh Logan and Sandy Powell. After breaking up with Roxanne, which was one of my girlfriends back in high school, I went ahead and took the job. I also had to tell Greg and Dale, two friends, and Dale Gray of Little Texas, by the way, that I needed to take the opportunity, and thankfully they understood because we were all in a little band, which I'll tell you about at some other time. Um, so taking the job, I'd miss my whole senior year of high school, no prom, no football games, and no basketball games. Right?
But you got famous.
Well, I
That's a
did.
good trade-off.
Denny's off camera, by the way. Well, yeah, I mean it succeeded, but I could have.
And you didn't miss nothing with prom because mom's were
Right, right,
typically.
right. And so it says taking the job meant I have to miss all those stuff. And then I said all I had to do is take night school over in Hamilton, Ohio, to make the credits I needed to graduate with my class.
So explain a little bit to us what night school is, because I actually don't think my school offered that. So how long did you have to go?
Well, night school, as you know, you got credits in high school, right? So I had a lot of credits already. I was taking some pretty cool classes and so on and so forth. Well, I only had to do like 2 credits left or something.
Oh wow, that's nothing.
Yeah. So night school is when you go literally in the evening, and it's usually either adults or people that just can't go to high school. That like maybe they've got a job, maybe they have
Wow, really?
something. Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Right in Hamilton, Ohio, I would go out on the road with Josh and Sandy, play music. While I'm out there, I'm doing my homework and stuff like that. And then whenever I would get home off of the road during the week, I would
So
take
how many
night school.
hours a night would you do the schooling?
Um, I would say like maybe 4 or 5 hours.
So let's say like you didn't have a show that day.
Yeah.
You would just have to wait till nighttime to go to school to do your work.
Say that again.
So let's say like you're at home,
Right.
And you don't have a show that day. You have nothing really planned,
Right.
Would you still go to night school and have to go at night?
Yeah, I mean it was like a dedicated time. So like Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, that's when night school was, or whatever it was back then. And so whenever I'd get off the road, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, I'd be right back in school.
Is it when that guy?
Yeah, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. So I'm gonna switch over so I can actually see you guys. So Jean's here, by God, better late than never, she said. Jill says, "Hey there, Denny." Connie says, "Hello, Denny."
Oh, hey y'all.
All right. So Todd says, "Hey there, rose-colored glasses." That's right, rose-colored glasses. All right. So back to the little stuff here. It says so Josh and his band lived in Kentucky. Okay, so his name was Josh Logan. His real name is Larry Childers, right? So he's from Cartersville, Kentucky. Very, very country dude. Sang old school country music, man, like Mel Street kind of country, Earl Thomas Conley.
His last name's Childers?
Larry Childers.
Childers? Are you sure? There's a Tyler Childers. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. But that's a cool last name too, though. I really like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it is, right? So okay. So it says, so I'd be doing a lot of traveling from Fairfield, Ohio to Lexington, Kentucky. That's where Mike Shipley, the band leader, lived. We rehearsed in his garage. I spent the last month listening and learning all the songs of the show that I had to learn. And by the way, I had to learn two sets, like one set with Sandy, and then I had to learn like 4 hours worth of honky tonk music that Josh would play.
Wow.
Right. So I had to learn a lot.
And you're 16.
And I'm 16.
Yeah, I could never.
That's
too much.
I let her.
That's too much for your little
Well,
time.
I literally just sat around,
Oh my gosh.
you know, just thinking, what have I
I'd
gotten
start
myself
crying.
into?
I was like,
I mean, it was at times. It was a
because
little
you're
bit much.
doing school and learning those two shows.
Well, and see, you have
And
to
you
understand,
travel.
I had never been in a legitimate band before. Now, mind you, I'd been in a garage band kind of thing with Del Gray with Little
And
Texas,
you used
right?
to play at the little gas station thing.
Yeah, where I kind
That's
of
cool.
learn the stuff on my time. If I want to learn it, I'll learn it. If I don't, I
It's a little
don't.
more leisurely.
Oh yeah,
Right.
but when you're working for someone and you're learning a bunch of stuff that maybe you're like, oh my God,
You're like, I gotta get this.
this is a little bit much for me. I don't know if I don't know if I'm qualified for this job, right?
Yeah, you start like almost doubting yourself.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like, oh,
especially
yeah.
some of like the jazzy kind of stuff,
Right.
or if there were like solos and stuff, you
I
know,
never asked you
in
this.
the
Did
I'm
y'all
like, oh
do-
God, you
Did
know,
y'all do that jazz?
just ever so slightly. We touched on it just a little bit with Sandy.
Like when you say jazz, you mean like Frank Sinatra?
No,
I like that
no,
kind
it
of
was
jazz.
more like
I don't like jazz though. I like Elvis. I don't like jazz.
it's almost like Patsy Cline kind of jazz.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. And then some of those little chords and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, I love
You know.
that.
So we were doing that sort of stuff with Sandy.
Very cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Right.
I love that. Yeah.
So all right, so I'm checking back in with you guys here now. I haven't left you. All right, so I'm looking at what you guys are saying. So all right, so so back to the book here. It says, I was the youngest in the band and green as I could be. I was still trying to grasp the concept of harmony parts. Okay, so let's stop there.
I can't even do harmony.
Right. So I'm learning how to be in a band, right? You can't just play whatever you want to play anytime you want to play it, because there's what's called and there's what's called a pocket, right? So I've had many musicians over the years say it's not important what you play, it's what you don't. Right? So when learning this material, I'm literally for the first time kind of picking out stuff that I never had before.
Did you know how to harmonize at 16?
Well, I did.
Wow.
I did.
That's impressive.
But I knew it from almost more. Yes, but I knew it more from a technical point of view because of being in choir.
Wow.
See what I mean?
Okay. Wait, y'all had choir, right?
We had choir in high school.
Have that.
Yeah.
Man.
So we had choir in high school.
That is really important to have.
Right. And
see how it affected you, you know?
Well, yeah, it did. And
wow.
So I knew quarterly how it laid out. So if the one was, let's say, a C, the 3 is the E, and then the 5 is the G. So C, D, E, F, G. See what I mean?
Right.
So 1, 3, 5 is what makes up a harmony.
Wow, that's cool.
A chord, right? So now if you start adding to that stuff that Little Texas would do later on in life, you can add a 4th part, which was usually the dude. Cool. All of the high stuff on Little Texas is me, right?
Wow, so you're like the 4th one?
I'm the 4th.
Oh, wow.
I'm the 4th, but to make it even more complicated, the 4th would actually sing the 3rd underneath the melody. I know that's kind of strange, but like chords happen like this with men. Okay, men. So like if you're doing like I don't know. I bet Amy's back, right? Mm-hmm. Right. That's the melody. I bet Amy's back. So the harmony below that is I bet Amy's back in, right there.
Whoa, that's cool.
I bet Amy's back. I bet Amy's back. I bet Amy's back. So you know what I'm saying? So
how do you find that like that?
You just
Evan has it too, man.
Playing it all those years.
Crazy.
right? So what happens
you
is,
have a natural knack for it, though. I can tell.
well, Mom sang harmony with all the sisters,
you
right?
have it naturally too, so you got to give yourself some credit there that you have a natural talent for it.
Well, I appreciate you.
Because I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's definitely an art, man, and knowing theory, music theory.
I don't know music theory.
Yeah.
But you said it would help. Right?
So right. So to explain it and to complicate it even more. So the melody was I bet Amy's back. I bet Amy's back. Right. So the low one's doing that. Well, the high, the fourth part is actually singing that part except an octave higher.
Right. Oh, that is okay. That's messing me up.
See what I mean?
Ooh.
So that's how that works. So
that's weird.
yeah. So
it's fascinating.
yeah. So and then.
So sing it for me. Sing me the fourth part.
See, let me just sing the like the whole song. So I bet Amy's back in Austin, right? So that's the melody. I bet Amy's, right? I bet Amy's. So the high one would I bet Amy's back. See what I'm saying? I bet Amy. That's the low octave. I bet Amy's. That's the high octave. See what I'm saying?
No, that's really high.
I bet Amy's. I bet. I'm getting lost now. I bet Amy's. Well, let me switch keys because I'm too low. I bet Amy's. I bet Amy. See, I bet Amy's back in Austin. Right?
Whoa, cool.
I bet Amy's back in Austin.
Ooh, I love when you sing high.
Right?
Like that.
And I have to go between my real voice and my falsetto voice because that's where my break is. So there's all those little tricks that you start learning with harmony, you know. But early on, I didn't know what to do.
Meant to be a star, you know.
Oh my gosh!
No, I know it, dude. If there's anything that Denny knows, I know it when I meet someone.
Listen, that's why I have you around right there, man.
You're meant to do what you're doing. I don't care what anyone would ever tell you.
Oh,
I know everybody would agree with me on there.
Thank you.
But you are one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life.
See?
And it rolls off for you. It rolls off. I mean, you work really hard at what you do, but you have a God-given talent.
Baby, see?
You really
that's
do.
why.
And it moves me. Like, it inspires me.
That's why she's the best. Thank you.
It inspires me so much.
I really appreciate that.
Truly, it inspires me.
I love you.
You know what I'm saying?
I love you.
I love you. It really does.
So Todd's saying right here, he says, "Hey Brady, not to go off topic, but I've been listening to and wondering how you, Porter, and Tommy came up with the song and lyrics to My Love." Real simple. Tommy Barnes wrote most of that song. True story. I heard that song and I was like, my God, that's really, really super cool. But I heard some things in there that I thought, I don't know that for the chorus. I've explained this before, but the chorus was, sorry, I had some Hattie B's chicken, man. That spicy's rolling.
Y'all are missing out.
Woo, son. So, but it says, my love, are you ready for my love, my love, my love, my love is ready for you, my love. That's how Tommy's went, right? So it would circle all the way back around. Well, I got the song from Tommy, took it to Porter and said, hey man, I think that this might be a good LT song. What do you think? So we started working on the actual arrangement of it. So it would go, my love, are you ready for my love, my love, my love, my love is ready for you. If you're looking for a heart, right? That's me and Porter. If you're looking for a heart that's always true, only to you. That's all Porter and I, right? And then we go back to Tommy. My love is ready for you. Right? So now the verse is all Tommy Barnes, right? The modulation, all Little Texas, right? So those kinds of things. The very ending, my love is ready for you. That's all Little Texas, right? So so that's how that would come about. Joy said, Jennifer said, Brady, you really are very blessed to have Denny in your life. You two make a really great, wonderful couple.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly right.
That's too sweet.
Jennifer knows what she's talking about. And Joy says, yes, you are awesome. You made the right choice. Prom and all that high school stuff is overrated.
It really is. It really is.
Listen, I tell you,
Dad
man.
took me to prom.
Well, there's
He
just
drove me to prom.
you know what I got a problem with?
What?
I got a problem with school not getting people ready for real life.
So true.
I'm just so sick and tired.
There's so much more I learned after school
Yes.
than actually being in high school. I think elementary and middle school is very important.
Yeah.
Because you're very young, and it really helped me. But high school is like a joke. It's like,
Well, it is a joke. And see, here's the thing about it. I really wish that they would drop trigonometry.
Yes,
Put that in college for
You
people
need
that are
life
going
skills.
into that kind of arena,
I wanted
right?
to learn like sewing and how to fill out like
A checkbook, for
or
God's
get
sake.
a credit card,
Yes.
or what a credit score
Yeah,
is.
like open bank accounts,
And
like do your
investing.
taxes.
Where you invest like
Yeah,
in a real
absolutely.
class. We're like, okay, we're going to help you.
I really
with
don't
this.
understand. Well, I mean, listen, early on, that's the reason why I homeschooled Evan,
Right,
because I wanted him to know a lot of those kinds of things anyways.
right.
Now, mind you, he's back in public schools now, but what I'm trying to say is all along, just the other day, I got him a little Venmo card.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah, I love it.
So he can start to learn how to manage
Yeah.
his money and stuff, So yeah.
It's a great idea.
we went off topic there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We went a little far.
Yep. Gene said
Thorough.
budget. All right. So back to my little thing here, right? So I was the youngest in the band, and green as I could be, I was still trying to concept of harmony parts. Most of the background harmonies during the first year or so were done by the bass player, Ronnie Saucerhead Sawyers, the guitarist, Mike Shipley, and the former and the drummer, Randy Birchfield. So yeah, when I got into the band, they were always singing harmony anyway.
Who was Saucerhead?
Saucerhead, Randy, and Mike.
So why'd y'all name him Saucerhead?
That's a whole other. It's a little.
Is it like aliens?
A little
UFO?
bit.
You know, I think that every time you say Saucerhead.
Really?
Because it's like reminds me of aliens.
Right?
Yeah,
Nancy?
Some stuff just hit me, so yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
Okay.
yeah, the aliens and the UFOs and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
Well, get it? Well,
Saucer.
the aliens are in the saucer.
Yeah, they're
Isn't
in the
that what it's
saucer
called?
and then head. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
right.
what it's called.
Right. Yeah, it's a flying saucer.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But that's not why he's named Saucerhead. I'll tell you later.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But anyway.
Like a little mischievous look
Yeah,
on your
it's a
face.
little odd. So all right, so these guys were much more seasoned musicians than I was. When we started rehearsing, I was blown away at how good that they were and how fast they could find the harmony parts.
Oh, wow.
Right? It was all I could do to keep up, and that's very true. It was all I could do, man. I was 16 years
You're like,
old.
oh, man.
I would just sit there and just not say much.
You're just absorbing.
I'm just trying to get it all in, man. Because as soon as I opened my mouth, I would just put my foot in it. I just didn't know.
That's me.
I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's still me at 30.
So Rakehead, which
Man, you got some crazy names there.
Josh, like later on in life. Now, when I was with him, nobody called him Rakehead.
Rakehead?
I think maybe
Like a scarecrow or something.
I think the former bass player Chapman
Mhm. Oh yeah.
used to call him Rakehead,
Okay.
but he
Why do you rake leaves outside or something? What do you do? You landscape?
no, he had a bald he was balding a little bit.
What was his name? Rakehead?
Rakehead, and he had kind of like a Trump kind of thing, right? But he would rake over
Okay.
just
do
a
the
little bit.
Do the little comb over.
He would do
it.
the little comb over,
yeah.
and so
Okay.
Chapman called him Rakehead.
All right, man.
Right.
I like the nickname.
Right.
That's cool.
We all had nicknames, so check it out. Kurt Chapman nicknamed him because Josh had been losing a lot of his hair and only a few sprouts on top of his head. Kind of looked like when you rake your yard in the springtime. Then there are just a few grass sprouts coming up through the bald spots on the ground, hence rakehead, right? So the rest of Josh's set list was a mix of old school cover songs from artists like Mel Street, George Jones, Merle Haggard, Hank Williams, and Conway Twitty. We were a true blue country band with a tinge of Southern and country rock. Josh was born in Cartersville, Kentucky, and he was as country as Stovewood, as my dad used to say. Before I came along, he used to work at a junkyard and would sing music at night. He had a powerful baritone voice, but could still hit some pretty high notes if he wanted to. He loved singing and traveling more than any other artist that I've ever met. He's still doing it. He'll make his own stuff. He'll write his own songs, play it. He still loves it. And funny, yes. He was extremely funny. He was he always had a nickname for everybody. I was too new in the band to have a nickname just yet, but it would come. So Sandy Powell was a high energy entertainer that was always moving and shaking, and I meant that in every way. Her stage show was very energetic, and she liked medleys and smooth transitions between songs. She even got everyone in the band matching clothes to portray that she's in what she had envisioned for her show. Sandy was the Mack truck poster girl at the time, and the guys would love to see her strut across the stage. Her set list, she had beautiful legs, right?
Yeah.
Her set list was the same kind of genres as Josh's. Now the thing that was different between the two, like I said, Sandy was real dynamic. You know, we'd have to hit stabs with her and stuff like that, and she'd come across there and look kind of like Tina Turner a little bit, right? And she wore those real suede dresses and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So, we'd be playing that.
That's fun as a girl.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here to the studio so I can see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Denny's shaking it right now. I'm very in the same. Okay, Brady, your son and my son will be turned 16 years old next month. My God, 16 years old is just insane. Okay, so Joy says, you, Little Texas and Diamond Rio sure made my life happier and many great memories. Still enjoying all of the music and concerts to this day. My life sure have been boring without y'all. Oh, hey, thank you so much, Joy. I appreciate it. It was a wild ride. It's still a wild ride. I can't believe that I've been able to make a living doing what I love to do. I've just been so blessed. That's why I wrote that book, So Todd said, do you remember the Jerry Lee Lewis medley that Little Texas did in 92? U2 has, yes.
In Germany?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
That's some hot stuff, man. I'm telling you. I keep telling him he needs to get on his keyboard, y'all, but he don't know. He's thinking about it though.
Well,
he's the hottest thing alive.
I don't know. I think that I would need more support in the keyboard stand now to support
so
the extra 15 pounds.
I know a lot of girls would agree with me too.
Oh my God.
Freaking cute.
You're the cute one.
No.
Yeah, you and the freaking
baby,
these latest ones, man. You're just freaking hot, man. So I thank God for Little Texas, because Little Texas is the reason I am a big fan of yours, Brady. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Listen, Little Texas was an incredible part of my life, man. We've had our differences through the years and all that kind of stuff. But overall, whenever I look back on Little Texas, I always think of good things. I do. It was a huge learning part of my life, a blessing to my life. I was able to establish myself, in the industry during that time, and I appreciate those guys for that opportunity. It was a really, really awesome moment for sure. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my little thing here for a second. Okay, so we were talking about Josh and Sandy, and okay, which by the way, the reason why they were I was working with those two is they had the same manager, right? So his name was Jim Prater, and Jim worked for Chardon Enterprises, and Chardon managed Charlie Pride, right? So out of, I think it was Houston during that time or whatever, we would go down to Chardon's offices, and I thought that I'd made it, man. You know, we went into the studio, and I got to meet Charlie Pride, man.
Wow.
You know, I mean,
That's
that was just.
amazing. First time
I'm
I
16,
I
man.
met Tammy Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, you
Which I
Tucker.
wasn't very familiar with her at the time.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, you know who Tammy Tucker is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, and
That is so cool you met Charlie Pride.
it was wild, man, because we go
Were
in
you
there.
nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous, man. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I've seen you on
And you were
TV,
16
man.
at the time?
16.
I was 20.
Yeah.
Man, that's young at 16.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's scary.
I know.
You're like, oh, hi.
I know. It's crazy.
Man.
Okay, so it says our first trip was to Hunter, New York, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed it would have been New York of all places.
Yes, so we left out of Lexington, Kentucky. Well, actually, Richmond, Kentucky.
Now, did you see the World Trade Centers when you went to New York?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
So our first trip was to Hunter, New York Music Festival in the Catskill Mountains, right?
Oh my God! Wait, it's called Catskill Mountains.
Catskill Mountains, and it we were supposed to open up. Oh, I know, right? Oh, listen, it's very country up there. I mean, there's bears up there.
In New York.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Wow. I never
Yeah.
guessed that.
Northern New York is basically southern Canada.
Wow. Oh.
See what I mean? So it's very wooded and hilly and just gorgeous country up there, right? So so check this out. So we were supposed to open up for Lee Greenwood. I was I was as nervous as I could be. It was about a 12.5 hour trip, and it was the first time I had been on a long trip like that myself. I think my parents and I went to Florida once when I was 5 or 6, but that was about it. We met. Oh, okay, and then onward. A lot of this stuff hasn't been revised. I wrote this stuff a long time ago. It says we met Sandy at the gig. She flew in for the show, so she's a big wig. Yeah. The show was a blur. I don't remember much of it at all. I was so focused on not messing up that I couldn't enjoy it at all. You know what I'm saying? I was just like a nervous wreck, man. Because I'm thinking, if I don't do a good job here, they're gonna fire me. You know, That's right. That's it. That's right. So I think I did okay though, since I didn't get fired. Our next gig was in Paso Robles, California.
So y'all went from New York all the way to California?
So yes, that's right. We drove 3 or 4 days from New York to California. I remember helping drive on that trip. When I wasn't driving, I was doing homework. I had just started attending night school a week before. That trip was extremely long, but I was loving it. I was doing what I felt God led me to do. So that's kind of a little bit of the book. Are you guys enjoying this? I haven't lost you guys, have I?
You know me, I'm mischievous.
Oh my God.
You know it.
I love it.
So you mean to tell me y'all went from New York to California?
You
went from one side to the other?
If I can recall correctly, it was 3,388 miles.
Yeah, I'll quit. I feel like I'm out here.
Oh man. It was like 3,300 miles.
I
Man.
was going from one side of Tennessee to the other, let alone, one side from the country to the
Well, now, like, like even when I just did this Fairview, West Virginia show, I literally drove 9 hours,
Oh my God.
did sound check, played the show, got a room, and then drove 9 hours back. And then and like I said yesterday, I did 6 hours, played the show, 6 hours back. Yeah, so I mean, back in the day, man, we would drive all freaking day long.
Wow, man.
You know.
How'd your legs not hurt?
Well, I think that's probably what's wrong with my back today, man.
What's wrong with your calves, man?
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so
That might be what's going on.
I know, right? Okay, so you guys are still enjoying yourselves. Okay, good. All right, well, I'll continue on. All right, so when we finally got to California, we performed at the Mid-State Fair. There were 40 acres of entertainment in the heart
That's cool.
of wine country. 4 or 5 stages scattered the grounds, and we played one of the smaller stages. When we weren't performing, we were able to go see some of the other acts that were playing there. One night we went to see Kenny Loggins.
Oh, nice.
Right? Kenny, I mean, and this is when Kenny Loggins was like smack dab in the middle of Danger Zone, man.
Oh, wow.
Footloose, he'd play Footloose, and the place would just.
Man, Kenny Loggins is in my top 5 male vocalists of all time.
Kenny Loggins is one of the best singers, period.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Absolutely. I told you I got to meet him.
You got to meet him?
I got to.
Oh my gosh. Well, how was it?
Well, I had lunch. I had lunch with him and Richard Marx at the same time.
Oh my God.
It was because Richard and him are good friends. See.
Right.
So, but it was at the Sunset Grill in
Oh, very cool.
in Hillsboro Village here in Nashville, and I just sat there. I was like, oh my God.
It's like a surreal moment.
Yeah, it was so cool. All right.
They're sitting there with you too, man.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty brave seal.
Oh Lord. Danny Baker.
You know what I'm saying?
So one particular thing that really caught my eye that night was the keyboard player setup. He played a Yamaha KX88 MIDI controller, which, by the way, that's the same kind of controller that I'm playing for that Germany show where I'm doing the Jerry Lee Lewis set thing, right? So that's the same kind of controller, right? So it was super clean. I was used to seeing those ugly looking black 2-tier keyboard stands taking up too much room on the stage. You know what I'm talking about. They're just like a bunch of keyboards over there, and it looks all cluttered and stuff, But this dude, he was playing one freaking keyboard, man. And all of the stuff was coming out of that keyboard. And I was like, oh my God, that's cool, I had my mind set on putting all of my synth modules in a rack off stage and only have one long MIDI cable going to the back of my MIDI patch bay from my keyboard. From there, the options were limitless. I made it my mission from then on out. Right? That's right, man.
The options are limitless.
They're limitless. That's right. I made it my mission from then on out to learn about MIDI and how it worked. So basically, I was a gearhead. I was up to here with gear, man. I loved gear, and I think that's why later on in life I opened up my own guitar shop. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here and see what you guys are saying. Okay, all right. Everybody's having a good time in here. I just don't want to bore you guys. That's the whole thing. So on a scale from like 1 to, I don't know, 10, 1 to 10, how do you rate this chapter that I'm reading to you? I mean, 25. Is it like 8 maybe? Do I need to put more in there? Do I? Connie said 10. All right, good.
10 out of 10.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, is it interesting? Do you want more details?
We want a crazy story, dude. We
Well,
Give us like a funny one.
okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I mean, I've told you guys about Coma, right? Coma was our he was three things, right? He was our bus driver.
Oh my gosh.
He was our road manager, and what he called a concessionist, right? So Coma was a big old boy from Virginia, Pulaski, Virginia. Gene says it's great, but more details is better. Okay, all right, got you. I hear you. Jennifer Brady, you never bore me. I rated a 10 or higher, as high as you can go, but just love all the stories. Love it. Okay, so anyway, so Coma, he was a character and a half, man. I've told you guys about him and the whole goat story, right? Have you heard the goat story? The hermaphrodite. So he called it a morphodite.
Oh, I was calling it Aphrodite. Isn't that like in Greek, like mythology, like Aphrodite or something?
Aphrodite, yeah. I think that it's called a hermaphrodite.
It's the goddess of beauty, I think.
Oh yeah?
Aphrodite?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm not sure. Wait, what's it called, man? Hermaphrodite?
Hermaphrodite.
That's weird.
I think it's hermaphrodite, right?
Hermaphrodite.
Or hermaphrodite? I don't know. I don't know.
It changes every time you talk about it.
I know. It probably does. But anyway, man, Coma was he was just the craziest dude, man. Funniest dude I've ever met in my entire life.
Really?
Absolutely. And I met a lot of really funny people, man. You know what? I don't know. Do you know that I met Gallagher?
Who's that, babe?
You remember well, you're not old enough to remember. Do you remember the guy that used to smash watermelons?
No.
You don't remember him?
I know the guy, the country singer that sings Watermelon Girl.
No, that's Tracy Bird, baby. So anyway,
That's the funniest girl you've ever known.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, listen, we can't get.
But Gallagher had hair much like mine today, but his was way out to here. And he talked like that, and he would get out on the stage and he would talk about all of these really intelligent things or whatever. All the while he was talking about all this intelligent stuff, he was setting like watermelons down, and he would bust them open with a big
We need to start doing that.
wooden hammer, right? And it would just go all over the crowd and everything, but whatever.
Oh my God,
So,
that's funny.
but anyway, so what I'm saying is I've met some really funny people, but Coma took the cake, man. He was so much fun.
Looks like I gotta catch up.
That's right. That's right. A lot of the stories that I have with Coma, I really honestly can't tell. He was a pretty vulgar individual. He could really stun you sometimes. He'd be like, "Oh my God, dude."
But you gotta give yourself credit. Like when you ain't been around somebody in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and the story starts evolving.
Right.
Or it's how you perceive it to be.
Right.
You might be the funny one. You might have been the funniest one.
Oh
Think
my
about
gosh. You're right. You
Think
never
about
know.
that.
You're right. You
'Cause,
never know.
You're storytelling it, right? You're telling all of us, right?
That's right.
That's your perception on it.
That's right.
I
That's
don't
right.
know.
That's right.
Listen, no non-street cred to Coma, but you're pretty dang funny. You're the funniest guy I've ever met in my life, dude. Seriously.
Oh my God.
Dude.
I swear.
Nancy,
Nancy,
don't let them see you sweat.
don't let them see you sweat. So I know you guys have not seen my TikTok of my alien thing. I'm just really surprised that more people
Dude, I thought
didn't
for
see
sure-
that thing,
listen, I
man.
thought for sure that was gonna go like mega
We
viral.
laughed till I swear I thought that I was going to blow like a gasket or something.
I couldn't breathe, man. I was out. I was like, oh my God.
That filter is so freaking. It makes me look like the alien and stuff. If for those that don't know what I'm talking about.
Nancy.
But I would, and oh my God, it was just so freaking funny. So,
It really was.
all right, so let me go back to my story. All right.
And might I say, your hair is looking really good today.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
You're looking like a snack.
I appreciate
You
you.
look so cute.
Get you some crackers.
You don't call back.
Oh. All right. So anyway,
Time for the one time.
that's right.
Oh,
Oh.
so cute.
Okay. So I said this.
So cute.
When I got back home from that trip, I felt different about home.
Oh,
I had just seen the country like I'd never had before.
wow.
I met people and experienced life as an adult with no supervision.
Well, that ain't a good idea.
It felt good, so I leaned into it. I wanted to see the world now.
Yeah.
I jumped right into night school when I got off the road. I'd show up around 4 p.m. and would stay until 8 or so. I only had a few classes while I was there. Much of it was mind-numbing, and I just can't recall anything I learned. There was a girl. Now this is a pretty wild story. I've told you this. There was a girl that recognized me while I was there. Though my memory is a little cloudy, I think she and I went to school with one another the year before, maybe before that. I did notice that she was pregnant, right? And I made no judgments and tried to be nice by carrying all of her books out for her to her car at the end of each class, right?
Night class?
Yeah.
At night
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
just
yeah, you're trying to protect her too. You're saying, like, look, I'm here too to
yeah.
help you to your car.
Yeah.
It's kind of dangerous.
And that's
out
the
here.
reason why she's going to, because she's probably
Right.
embarrassed to not go to school and this and that or whatever.
Yes,
Felt
okay.
terrible for her. So I literally would carry her books out for her, put them in her trunk, and see you tomorrow kind of deal, right? Well, so check it out. Well, one evening I got a telephone call,
Uh-oh.
and it was a guy saying he knew that I had been seeing his girlfriend.
Now, quick question though. Did you like this girl?
No,
Were you attracted to
not at
this
all.
girl?
N-
Okay.
Not at all. No,
Then you're just being kind.
I had no attraction to her
You're just being
whatsoever.
kind. That's being a friend. That's saying, like, I'm going to help you.
I was just brought up to be a gentleman
Right.
when it comes to those kinds of things. The girl's pregnant.
Right.
She doesn't have anybody to help
And
her.
it's at nighttime.
It's at nighttime.
It's a safety issue.
Exactly, right?
Exactly.
So I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. And I said, hey, man, just slow down. What are you talking about? He continued on saying something about how he saw me in the parking lot with her. I started putting two and two together at this point and said, man, she's just a friend at night school, and I carry her books to her car,
And it sounds bad, but it's not bad.
It's not at all.
It sounds bad if you're not knowing the situation.
Right.
But when you explain it like you do, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it was completely innocent.
Now, did the girl like you?
Got no
You don't
clue.
know.
Got no clue. Yeah, she never acted like she did.
Right.
There was never any googly eyes
And
or
girls know that if
anything
you're
like
helping
that.
them to their car at nighttime like that, she's in school like that,
Yeah.
it's a safety
Right,
thing.
right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he didn't like that, and he didn't believe me that there was nothing to the relationship.
Oh,
He kept pressing me to get information that I didn't have.
right.
I got irate and started he got irate and started calling me names
Oh, gosh.
and threatening to kick the what out of me, right?
Oh, gosh.
He said, I know where you live, and I'm going to come down there and whoop your da-da-da-da, right?
Jackass.
Right, jackass, right? Right. By this time, I've had enough, right?
Right. You're
So-
like, okay.
I said, dude,
Yada, yada.
you oughta come down here. I said, so I told him, dude, I said, you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't have, and I don't have any feelings for your girlfriend. But he wouldn't stop, and I finally said, and he finally said, I'm coming to your house tonight.
Oh my God, that's kind of scary.
Fed up,
Ooh.
I said, come on then.
Come on, big boy. Show me what what you got.
Come on. I said, come on then, right?
Okay, all right.
So now here's where it gets hairy.
Uh-oh.
My dad had been sitting in the next room.
Oh, this is the scary story.
Right?
Oh
My dad was
gosh.
sitting in the next room on the couch watching TV and overheard the whole conversation.
Oh my.
When I got off the phone, he cleared his throat like Uncle George Thacker, and he said, you better watch now. He might bring him some friends.
Right.
I told Dad that the guy was crazy for thinking I had a thing for his girlfriend. I was only trying to help. Dad said, just in case, I'm going to get the shotgun and just be on the side of the house if he brings his friends with him. And now, truthfully, y'all, at this point, I thought, Dad, you're crazy, man.
I know, you're like, dude, you're taking this a little
Like,
too
what are
far,
you
Dad.
doing, man? You know,
Yeah, like, Dad,
this
you're
dude's
still
got
back in
a,
the house.
this guy's got a problem with me.
Right.
It's all right. You know, I might get punched, where there might be a little scrape, scrap out in the freaking yard or whatever, but it's not all that, Dad. Well, about that time, Mom came in wondering what was going on. I told her about the telephone conversation, and she started to get upset. Dad Holt told her, don't worry, everything will be all right. I'll be out there with him. Dad turned to me and said, if you can walk away from it, do. If not, fight to win. I said, all right. So Dad proceeded to go out.
How old are you? 16?
I'm 16.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Dad proceeded to go out into his room and get his gun out of the closet. Mom was fidgety and didn't know what to do and was beside herself. Dad calmly made his way out through the garage door. I don't even remember him going out there. He just slipped out, and to the side of the house. Yeah, and he waited. We all waited. So 30 minutes passed before we saw car lights pull up outside our window. Despite me telling Mom that I'd answered the door, she insisted that she would do it.
Really?
Yeah. Now let me go back over here. Let me make sure everybody's still with us. Okay.
Make it sweeter, like, calm down, boys, calm down.
Right. Okay, everybody with me so far? Okay. I've still got 12 people in here. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't lose everybody, because I'm reading this off of my Google Drive. So, no, Olive. All right. So, okay. So I'm gonna keep on going. All right. Okay. So, all right. So, 30 minutes passed before we saw car lights pull up outside our window. Despite me telling Mom that I'd answered the door, she insisted that she would do it. Mom turned on the porch light, and about that time, the guy pounded on the door. When Mom opened the door, the guy started spouting off 4-letter words and calling me to come outside. He even forced his way past my mom to yell for me. Well, I was.
Touching your mom?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Moved her out of the way.
Oh wow.
Right?
I bet that made you mad.
Well, I was sitting right there in the living room, right?
On the couch?
By the door, and saw it go down. Saw him coming in to the door.
To get to you?
Yeah, now I was really mad.
Now you're revved up.
Now
Like, let's go.
I'm like, okay, this is on like Donkey Kong, right? So you don't come into my house and push my mom and cuss like a sailor and not hear from me, right? So when he saw me sitting there, he turned around and headed outside. By that time, I'd made my way past Mom and looked outside. I saw Dad standing there with the gun. That's when I realized that this guy had brought 2 carloads.
Oh my God.
2 carloads full of friends. 8 guys with him.
To beat you up?
To beat me up.
Baby, you could have died like that.
2 carloads.
Over a girl? That's freaking stupid.
And it was completely wrong.
Stupid.
It was all like completely wrong. That he got it completely wrong.
Did he know he got it completely wrong in the end?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you about that.
Oh, okay.
Hey y'all. Here you go. All right. So let me make sure everybody's still with us. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'd have punched him for pushing my mom. Oh, listen, I was steaming mad. Okay. So, that's when I realized the guy had brought 2 carloads of friends with him. Dad said, "Go on now, get out of here before there's trouble." The guy started mouthing off to Dad, and all of a sudden, he went for Dad's gun. He was talking to him like this, whatever, just being all calm, something, but he was being mean, this and that, and well, and then he grabbed the end of that freaking shotgun, in the end of the shotgun, and they started struggling. I don't even want to read this. They started struggling, and broke Dad's mirror on his truck. Yeah. And then that's when I heard Dad say, "Get the other gun."
To you, you're like, oh my God. You're thinking this is life or death right now.
Yeah, because
Dad's yelling for me to go get
that's it.
Gun. I gotta go.
Somebody's out there struggling.
I
and I tell you, that moment in time will always stick with me. It will, because I remember.
You're a hero of a dad, man. He's taking that dude on, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's all 8 of them.
Wow.
And he knew it. He knew that they'd be out there. I don't know how he knew it.
Wow, unbelievable.
I don't know how he knew it. So I go back into the house.
Wow.
And my heart is pounding out of my chest, man, because I'm thinking to myself, as soon as I get this gun, as soon as I point it, I'm probably going to have to kill somebody. Right?
To save your dad.
That's what I'm thinking. Mom, while all this is happening, is calling 911.
Oh my God. Good mama,
okay.
Man. I love your mom.
Mom's calling 911. I get the shotgun.
This is so stupid.
I'm sprinting. We got little hallways, and in that little ranch house that we had on Mississippi Drive, man. I come through here, go through there, and I come outside, pull up the gun, aim it down the barrel.
Did you have it loaded?
There, I see 4.
Did you have it loaded?
Oh yeah, it was all. Oh yeah.
It was ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was ready.
It was ready to go. There was nothing I needed to. All I needed to do was pull the trigger. It was ready to go. Right.
Whoa.
So I pointed it, and again, I didn't have any hesitation when it come to pointing it, because it was up just like that right there. As soon as I come out and they're struggling, and one of his friends down at the road said, "He's got a gun." And then that's when that guy put it down like that. He because they were still struggling, man, still struggling and holding that gun. And dad told me later, he says, I could have shot him 3 or 4 times, but he says, I didn't. He says, I didn't pull the trigger. He was just trying to get the gun back. And he says, I didn't do that or whatever. But as soon as I came out there, I saw him let loose of the gun. And he said, don't shoot. And I can't even remember saying anything. I don't even know if I even said like, get out of here or whatever. Oh, it would be total self-defense. So what happened was, so all of those dudes get in the car, they drive off. Well, the police come. We tell them the whole situation, everything that's happened, all this kind of stuff or whatever. They issue a arrest for this guy. They go, they get him, they get his friends.
Oh, wow.
Right?
You're 16?
Well, no, they're older than me.
Oh, wow. How old?
He's like 20s. He's in his 20s or something.
She had a 20-something-year-old boyfriend? She's 16?
Well, I think that she was 17. But still, yeah.
I didn't know you were allowed to do that
You're not supposed to.
When you're underage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow. Was she pregnant?
Pregnant. Yeah.
Was that her boyfriend?
Evidently.
Wow.
You know.
Okay.
So anyway, we go to court.
What?
We had to go to
I
court.
totally forgot about that.
And don't you know that that girl in court or whatever said, I never did want anybody to get in trouble and this and that or whatever, and she was totally on his side.
Wow, makes you look even worse.
I'm like,
you're like, thanks, man.
Really?
You're actually making me look
Really?
bad now.
So
my parents and everything.
exactly. I'm like, oh, okay. He got 90 days in jail.
Oh my God.
Community service, a whole
3 months in jail.
bit. Something like that. Yeah, 60 to 90 days. Yeah.
What was he charged with? Reckless endangerment or something?
Trespassing.
Whoa.
I don't know, like some sort of like
something like that.
Domesticated assault or something like that.
Right.
Vehicular something because he damaged Dad's truck.
Like vandalism or something like that.
Vandalism stuff like So there was like 4 or 5. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He got what was coming to him. So isn't that crazy? So that's,
man.
Ain't that a crazy little story, right? Are you guys with me here? What's up, Rob? Oh my gosh, I'd have punched it. Okay, yes. Watching this live on my tablet, listening to Brady's song, YouTube on my TV at the same time. It will be a good book, and what's really good is writing this for your son to have when kids and grandkids get older. They will appreciate the stories. I wish I had stories from my grandfather. I know, right?
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Yes, I know.
And I did anything.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but my papa died when I was 1, so I would have loved to have known more about him. Really, truly.
Right.
So it is incredible that you're writing all this material.
Yep.
I read your book in 3 hours.
Did you really?
Yeah. I'm a fast reader.
That is
Not
fast.
because I've read the Harry Potter series, but
yeah.
Man, I couldn't put your book down. It was like 3.5 hours, but
yeah.
Man, it was a great read.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this stuff that you're hearing right now, y'all, of me kind of reading this stuff. What I'll probably have to do is go back and just kind of revise it a little bit, so it'll be its own book and not a part of God Bless Texas and Me Too. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So I can add more details. I want to talk a little bit more about the actual music aspect of it, and like what really kind of inspired me to kind of get in the music business, but yeah, I thought, hey, I'll put this over here. I can sit down for a minute. So did you guys enjoy that? Was that fun? Hopefully I didn't bore you too bad. I noticed that some people left. hopefully I didn't scare too many people away talking about guns and this and that, So I have to say this last weekend, the Petty Junkies played at Banner Elk, North Carolina, and we had such a great time. And we're playing this Saturday. What's that?
Beautiful venue.
Oh, it's a beautiful venue, absolutely. This weekend, Saturday, in Cookeville, Tennessee, we're going to be playing the Cookeville Performing Arts Center, the Petty Junkies. So come on out. Would love to see y'all. Is it Friday or Saturday? Let me see. Let me look real fast. Let me see what's what. Friday is when we're playing Cookeville Performing Arts, and then Saturday I'm playing the Bluebird Cafe with Gordon Kennedy, and that's going to be a lot of fun, right? All right, so everybody enjoyed it. Good, yay. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me today, and I'll tune in the next couple of days or so, and we'll try to do another live and talk some more. Okay. Well, listen, you guys have a wonderful day, and I love y'all, and we'll talk soon. All right. Can't wait for the book to get out and waiting on new CDs. Love it. Thank you, Connie. Thank you all so much for joining me today. All right. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.